Hi, my name is K or Brother K, and today I want to try and translate Richard Gyimah's or Kweku Gyimah's testimony into English for those of you who have been trying to get it translated into English so that you can also benefit or be blessed by his powerful encounter. And so that's what I'm here to do, to help you understand his testimony. Many have been blessed, but it's unfortunate that his testimony is in our local language called Tree, Ghana local language called Tree. So it's only those who can speak or understand Tree who are so far benefiting from this powerful testimony. But I believe that this is a testimony for the world, and so I've taken it upon myself to try and translate it into English for other viewers or listeners to also be blessed by what God did in the life of this young man. Before I even proceed, I would like you to know that I'm not an English expert, and so I'm going to try as much as I can. And sometimes to translating from my local dialect into English is not easy, so I'm going to do my best. So please take it easy on me. For those of you who are listening or watching this, I'd like you to know that there's people who doubt near-death experiences, and people are having visions and dreams about heaven. They don't believe it's biblical. They don't believe that God reveals himself to us in this day and age. I just want you to know that it is biblical. It is in the scriptures that in the end times God will be visiting or revealing himself to us through dreams and visions, and countless of people are having near-death experiences and are being shown heaven and hell. Others too, through their dream, God is revealing to them the fact that he's coming and coming very soon. Before I begin to translate, I would like you to, when you get time, read Joel chapter 2 verse 28. Joel chapter 2 verse 28. For you who doubt the significance or the validity of this testimony. If you read Joel chapter 2 verse 28, it says that, and it shall come to pass afterwards that I will pour out my spirit on all flesh, upon all flesh. Your sons and your daughters shall prophesy. Your sons and daughters will prophesy. Your old men shall dream dreams. Your old men shall dream dreams. Your young men shall see visions. Your young men shall see vision. And this young man, who is only 23 years, was shown vision. And also on my servant and on my maidservant, I will pour out my spirit in those days. Talking about the last days. People will be having dreams, prophesying, and young men will be seeing visions. And that's exactly what God blessed this young man called Richard Gyimah, or his local name Kweku Gyimah, to have a vision with heaven. So please join me as I try to translate his testimony. My name is Richard Gyimah, or my local name is, or house name is Kweku Gyimah. I am 23 years. I was born in Obo Kwewu in Ghana. Obo Kwewu. What the Lord has done for me, it exceeds human imagination. I became sick and was admitted to Kolebu Hospital. I was placed in a surgical ward 5 last year, which was the year 2009. I did the surgery on the 9th March 2009. 9th March 2009. Growing up, my grandmother told me that when I was very young, my stomach used to ache or pain me a lot. However, when I also grew up, I realized that I had a persistent stomach problems. Every month, when I begin to feel the pain, I will go to the hospital. I will be admitted to the government hospital. When the doctors came around and did some check on me, they will find nothing wrong with me. And I will be discharged. And I'll go back home without them trying to help me solve the problem. I have been through a great deal of pain growing up due to this stomach problem. However, when I got into my 20s, I decided to do something about this stomach issue. In the year 2008, I started going back to the hospital for them to diagnose the problem which has been going on from my infancy. The first hospital I took this problem to, I met a doctor who laughed at me and told me that there was no issue or no problem like that. He didn't believe me when I told him the problem I was facing from childhood with my stomach problem. He just made fun of me and told me that there is no issue or there's no problem like what I was describing to him. He just laughed at me, and later on, before I left, he just advised me to eat some fruits such as banana and orange, and that I'll be okay. I told him I have been with this issue or this stomach problem for a very long time, and I've been eating fruit, but I haven't seen any improvement. He told me there was nothing he could do to help me. I took the issue or the stomach problem to another hospital called Ridge Hospital. They then looked at me and referred me to Kolebu Hospital. I was admitted at Kolebu and they did a rectal biopsy and ran some tests on me. They then discovered that some of the cells in my large intestine were dead, beginning from my infancy when I was young. My large intestines, there are some cells there, they were not functioning right because they were dead. And that was the reason why my large intestine was closed up. So whenever I ate, I couldn't go to the bathroom. I was constantly constipating. Sometimes I could go for a month and a half without visiting the bathroom or the toilet or the restroom. I couldn't go to the toilet. I couldn't eat or empty myself because my large intestine, the cells were dead and it wasn't functioning right. So I'll be eating a lot of food. I'll be eating and living normally, but I wouldn't be able to go to the bathroom. Sometimes a month and a half without being able to visit the bathroom. And then I'll begin to feel excruciating stomach pain. And that was the problem I was having, not being able to visit the bathroom for a month and a half. And from childhood, this was the same problem I was having, with that stomach ache, because I couldn't go to the bathroom as an ordinary person. Sometimes it would take a month and a half before I'll be able to, when the food is overflowing and my stomach is so aching and I'm feeling that kind of pain, then I have to push, and then maybe it will be coming little by little, but it was a difficult situation, problem I was having. So at the age of 19 and 20, sometimes I could go for a month and a half without able to ease myself or visit the bathroom because my large intestine was closed because of dead cells. They were not functioning right. This was the issue I was having from infancy when I was growing up, and that's why my grandmother was telling me that when I was young, I was constantly complaining of stomach ache because of this issue. And as I told you, the first time I went to the hospital, the doctor laughed at me and thought that it was impossible for somebody to go without using the bathroom for a month. And that's why he laughed at me and suggested I take fruit, and fruits such as orange and banana and orange.